local state senator is making another attempt at getting independent voters involved in elections. This time, she has some bipartisan support. News 13's Ben Stemrick has more in this report.
It is taxation without representation because the taxpayers are footing the bill for these elections, and some of them aren't allowed to participate in it.
Pennsylvania has more than 1.3 million registered independent voters. Lehigh Valley State Senator Lisa Boscola is trying to fight for them with Senate Bill 400.
It started for me about 20 years ago. Was the first time I introduced a bill to allow independents, unaffiliated voters to participate in the primary system.
Currently, only Republicans and Democrats can vote in Pennsylvania primary elections.
There's a lot of elections that are decided in a primary. For instance, school board elections, you can cross-file, right, as a Democrat or Republican, and a lot of those decisions are already made in the primary.
For the past few years, Boscola has had bipartisan support from State Representative Dan Laughlin.
The bill that we are proposing only deals with people that are unaffiliated voters. And when they walk in, they would have to basically pick whether they want to be a Democrat for the day or a Republican.
This seems like an easy step towards a more inclusive democracy. So why hasn't it passed in 20 years?
I think there are some folks that are, fairly hardcore traditionalist, I guess might be a good way to say, within each party.
You're going to allow a whole nother set of individuals to participate in that primary, which to me shakes up the system a little bit, which both parties don't want, because right now they control who their voters are. They know exactly who they are.
For most, it's not difficult to understand why someone would want to be an independent voter.
There's doesn't seem to be a whole lot of everybody getting along that well, and it has driven a lot of people to become an unaffiliated voter. It's one of the fastest growing groups in Pennsylvania right now.
If SB 400 does eventually pass, it would bring Pennsylvania's election system closer to the definition of democracy, but it does leave room to grow. Even if passed, third-party candidates would still not be allowed on the ballot and can still be subject to different rules than Democrats and Republicans.
Whenever there's change, especially in electoral change, and especially in Pennsylvania where you have divided government, you have to take these small baby steps, and you have to consider them wins.
Boscola and Laughlin hope to reintroduce SB 400 in the near future. Ben Stemrick, News 13.